This is Bloomberg Surveillance. I'm Tom.
This is Bloomberg Surveillance. I'm Sarah Eisen here with Tom Keene and Scarlett Fu. Tom, the big question and the trend is, how do you work? Do you work at an office? Do you work at the headquarters? Or do you work somewhere else? Certainly, we know Yahoo's Marissa Mayer put limits on people working from home earlier. That caused quite the controversy. But many companies are doing the opposite. More and more people telecommuting, working by phones and coffee shops, and increasingly in what's called temporary and flexible offices. And this is a big business.
It's a global business. It is a huge, huge business. We don't have a shop somewhere. What do? And we got to set it up.
And that's exactly what we're going to talk about.
Yeah, Regus is one of the world's biggest providers of temporary workspaces. It works for companies. They want new flexible locations. It's real simple. You need to be in Riyadh Tuesday. What do? Mark Dixon can fix that for you. He is Chief Executive Officer of Regus of London, and he joins us in our world headquarters in New York. Bloomberg uses your services. We need to disclose this. Love it. I need to go into a Brazilian city, not even Rio or Sao Paulo, another one. Globally, you're the go-to guy. How did you stumble into this business?
Well, by chance. I had another business in Brussels, in Belgium. Had difficulty getting an office. It was very hostile.
Yes.
A sort of customer service environment, dealing with the landlord. I thought there'd be an easier way. Started up the business with one site, and 23 years later, we're in 100 countries.
What's the evolution right now? There's a distinction between 10 years ago and now. What's the new in the demand for temporary space?
Well, but it's absolutely different today. We've still got the conventional demand, that is, someone that needs a branch office in another country. But what we've seen for the past few years is the impact of technology. iPads, Blackberries, iPhones, and people working in a flexible and mobile way that don't need an office anymore. But they want something better than a Starbucks. So we started up 3 years ago, drop-in locations. We're opening them up on highways, in airports, in office buildings, so that you can literally work anywhere for short amounts of time, work effectively.
We've seen rising rents across New York City and everywhere. Have you had to raise your prices in tandem?
Our rates are related to whatever the rent is in the market, and we're seeing small rent rises in places like New York, but generally speaking, the global rent market is pretty flat at the moment. And rent is quite a small proportion of what we do. We're into flexibility, so you are renting space for exactly the time that you need it. So it's much, much cheaper than having it permanently in any case.
I was your tenant when I was running a little hedge fund, and of course there are a lot of other hedge funds on the same floor. What kind of flavor do you get in terms of demand? Where's the momentum now in terms of people who want these that are not branch offices but single locations?
Well, the demand is global. We're operating in 100 countries. People are quite surprised that, we've doubled the size of our business in Greece. We're in the process of doubling it in Spain. Because what happens at this point in the economy when things are distressed, people try new things. Companies change the way they work. That's been happening in the United States, and it's a worldwide phenomenon.
Well, let's focus on Greece. I'm in Athens. I decidedly don't want to set up my own office, my own operation. I go to you. How big can your square footage be? Are you limited by, if Bank of America with earnings out today, they want to go into Athens, do you go, no, you guys are too big for us?
No, we have, the companies it uses are a mix between very large corporations and startups. These are guys that are starting up with one-person startup, using us maybe a day a week, to corporations that outsource their entire sales operation to us.
Let me advertise for him. You can, if you're a tenant in one location, you have the privilege and opportunity to be anywhere in the world and instantly have an office.
That's right. And the whole thing, the base product, is $30 a month. So that gives you access to New York City or anywhere in the world.
And you mentioned Greece and some of the hard-hit areas in Europe, and I know your business also really took off during 2009, during some of the troubles here. So is it economically sensitive? You do well when the economy turns worse?
Well, we try and do well at all times, but we do well in times of stress.
Right.
It's more difficult for us to grow when the economies are very hot. We tend to slow down our growth, don't open as many locations.
Can I rent from you the tape machine so that when someone calls up, it sounds busy in the background?
Everything you would have in your own office, we provide that.
File doors slamming and all that?
Absolutely.
Oh, my word, we're so busy. Would you hold?